I am going to explain the crap out of that game.
What? You don't know how to play spades? Don't worry, I got you.
Come on, let's go.
Woo!
Hello, today we are going to talk about a card game called Spades. This video is for beginners. I'll show you the basic rules of play, enough to get you started. Spades is a 4-player game, and players are usually paired into 2 teams. You can think of it as a streamlined version of bridge. Spades is played over several hands, and each hand is made up of 13 rounds called tricks. Teams gain or lose points based on the amount of tricks that they win as compared to their initial bid. The goal is to reach 500 points. Spades was first developed in the 30s by Cincinnati college students. Let's break it down. How to play spades.
Hey, wait, what are you doing there? Stop that.
First, we'll set it up. You'll play with 4 players and use a 52 card deck with the jokers removed. You'll also need a pen and some paper to keep score. The players pair up into teams and teammates sit across the table from each other. Take turns dealing. Randomly choose the first dealer, and the player to the left of the dealer will deal the next hand. The dealer deals out the entire deck 1 card at a time clockwise, which will leave everyone with 13 cards each. No one should look at their hand until all cards are dealt. Many find it helpful to arrange them in order, separated by suit. You'll see why. For this example game, I'll leave a hand face up so you can see it. But in an actual game, hold your cards so no one can see them, not even your teammate. Teammates are not allowed to see their partner's hand. That's it. You did it. You're all set up to play spades.
Listen. I ain't here to do no training wheels and no spades. You know what I'm talking about? You need to learn how to bend your hand.
There you go. Are we playing for fun? There you go. There are no points.
Are playing. Going clockwise from the dealer, the players will try to guess how many tricks they will win, and they'll make a bid for that amount. The teammates' individual bids are added together, which becomes their team bid, which is sometimes referred to as a contract. That's the amount of tricks they must win together as a team. The art of bidding is the key to this game, but first you need to learn what a good hand looks like. So for now, I'll just tell you that 13 is the maximum amount you can win as a team, and that's very rare. And the lowest bid a player can make is 0. A bid of 0 is called a nil bid and has special rules. I'll talk about bids later when we get to scoring. For now, let's move on. The best way to explain gameplay is to teach by example. We aren't talking strategy yet. These next few rounds are intended just to illustrate the rules for you. After the teams have bid, the player to the left of the dealer goes first. Starting out, they can play any card they want that is not a spade. Just for the sake of example, let's just say they play the 5 of hearts. It is said that they led with hearts. All players are now obligated to play a heart if they can. It's not optional. If you have a card of the same suit as the lead card, you must play one. Players take turns clockwise, and now it's the next person's turn. They have a 6 of hearts and an 8 of hearts. They must play one of those 2 cards. Let's just say they play the 6. Now the next player plays the Jack of hearts, and the 4th player plays the Ace of hearts. So, after all 4 players have played a card, the player that threw the highest valued card wins the trick. 2 is the lowest, and Ace is the highest, so the Ace wins. The winner takes all 4 cards and places them in front of them to keep track of their win. These piles are often referred to as books. You can say that the player won 1 book. The player that won now leads the next trick. Again, for now they can lead with any card that is not a spade. They'll lead with the 5 of clubs, and the next person throws the 7 of clubs. Here's where it gets interesting. If you don't have a card that matches the lead suit, you still have to play a card, but now it can be any card at all from your hand. Spades are trump cards that always beat any other suit, and playing the other 2 non-matching suits will disqualify the player from winning the trick no matter what their value is. So, say they played the King of Diamonds. The next person still has to play clubs if they can. They play the queen of clubs, which is the highest card that matches the lead suit, so they win the trick. Now, that wasn't a great move. What if something else was played? Let's go back. Whoop! The trick was led with the 5 of clubs, and the next player played the 7 of clubs. The current player doesn't have any clubs, so they can play any card they want. Here, they play the 4 of spades. If more than one person was able to play a spade, then the highest spade wins the trick. Down. The next player is still obligated to match the lead suit if they can. A spade of any value beats all other cards. So the player that played the 4 of spades wins the trick. Using a spade to trump the lead suit is called cutting.
I ain't never stabbed nobody, but tonight, bitch, I'm cutting hearts.
Okay, moving on. Remember when I said whoever is leading could not lead with a spade? Well, once someone played the first spade of a hand, that's called breaking spades. Once spades are broke, players are allowed to lead with spades if they choose. If no one broke spades and the person leading only has spades in their hand, then they can lead with a spade, and then that also breaks spades for all. So you got it. Players are obligated to match the lead if they can. If they can match and they don't, then they are breaking the rules. That is called reneging. They can be found out later when they do play the card. So if the lead was clubs, and a player threw something else and then played a club later, then they reneged. If there is any debate, you can just look at the past books to verify. Now, I've seen some tables flipped when a player reneges, and there is a penalty to the team that reneged. Hey, do you mind? Come on. Go. There are different house rules about that. For a casual game, it's common to see an immediate 3-book penalty to the player that reneged. That will make it harder for their team to complete their contract. It's up to you on how to handle it. Just make sure the rule is clear before you start. Hey, now it's time to take score. Teammates combine the amount of tricks that they each won and compare that total to their team's contract. They can have less than, equal to, or more than their contract. If a team did not reach their bid, they lose points. They lose 10 times their bid. So if they bid 8 and together they only won 6 tricks, then they lose 80 points. If a team nailed it and wins exactly the amount they bid, they gain 10 times that bid. So if they bid 8 and they won 8, they earn 80 points. If a team goes over their bid, they win 10 times their bid, and they also gain 1 point for each over trick past their bid. So if they bid 8 and they won 10, they earn 82 points. That's 80 for the contract and 2 for the over tricks. Oh, there's also a bad side to going over your bid. For every over trick, the team gets what's called a bag. Bags carry over to other hands, and for every 10 bags a team accumulates, they lose 100 points. So that team that bid 8 and won 10 tricks, they did earn 82 points, but they also got 2 bags. Okay, we're almost done. Just one last thing. For scoring, we usually look at the team's contract rather than individual player bids. But there's an exception. If a player bids 0, that's called a nil bid. If the player that bid nil did not win any tricks, that player's team receives 100 points in addition to any points won by their teammate. But if a player bid nil and did win a trick, that player's team loses 100 points. Also, the tricks won by the nil bidder do not count towards the team score. All right, that's everything for the basic rules. You keep playing hands, writing down the team's points and bags on a piece of paper. Remember, every time a team gets 10 bags, they lose 100 points. If you're the first team to win 500 points, you've won at spades. Congratulations! Okay, so that should get you started. I gave you just enough to go out there and get yourself in trouble. What we learned today is called Basic Spades, or Ace High, and it's a good place to start. There are other versions of spades. There's a good one called Joker Joker Deuce Deuce that's really fun. There's also optional rules like blind nils and partnership bidding. and I still need to tell you about winning strategy. I could talk about all that stuff in a future video. If you want more spades, vote for that up top. You can play cards with your family at a barbecue, when you get together with friends, or when you go visit grandma. Playing cards is a great way for people to spend time together. That's why I make this channel. If you agree, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to learn another card game, there's some great ones in my playlist, such as Egyptian Rat Screw. It's a fast-moving game great for 3 or more people. If you own a deck of cards, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time, and maybe I'll teach you your new favorite game.